Hello everybody. We are looking for transport phenomena of the gases, the third unit, and in previous session we have seen what is meant by transport phenomena and how the momentum transportation in the gas molecule cause to the viscosity changes. In this session we will see thermal conductivity, and that is transport of thermal energy. What happens exactly for the thermal conductivity in regarding with transportation of thermal energy? So the same thing will be there. To get the equilibrium position, the layer to layer transformation of the gas molecules is required. For the different layer of the gas may have different temperatures. That's why the hot gas or is always molecules are always in the upper stage. A little bit lower hotter, that will be in the middle, and the little bit cooler, that will be at the down stage. So this is what generally happens, and the molecules will carry heat from region of higher temperature to the lower region of the temperature. And basically when it is going on, the temperature bringing from the lower to higher state, then the equilibrium stage will come, and thus the transportation of the thermal energy will gives rise to the phenomena of thermal conductivity. So again, these are the three layers where we are considering. AB layer is having the temperature to be as an theta, and the upper layer EF is having the larger temperature, that is having the theta plus d theta by dz into lambda. And this is what the EF layer, and it is having the larger temperature, and the lower one CD is having the uh, temperature theta minus lambda d theta by dz is to be there. So this is how again d theta by dz is nothing but to be a temperature gradient. As the distance is from the lower ground state to the upper OX to upward OZ region, it is going on increasing. The temperature is going on increasing and increasing in that case. So this is what the case why that's why it is called the temperature gradient. In the previous session it was velocity gradient. Velocity was increasing as the distance is going on increasing. Now considering this, again m be the mass of the gas molecule, and and the figure shows basically what the d theta by dz already I explained, and what are the layers, that is theta plus ef layer is having the temperature is theta plus lambda d theta by dz, and for the second AB is having the theta, and CD layer is having theta minus d theta by dz into lambda is the what exactly the temperatures are for the different layers. Now as previously what we consider, n is nothing but to be our number of molecules per unit volume, and n is the number of molecules. C is the average velocity of the average molecular velocity, we can say. And when again I have to find out exactly number of molecules crossing unit area per second layer from upward to downward, that is from the EF layer to CD layer, 1/6 of the gas molecule goes to the downwards, and that's why the number of molecules coming downward, that is NC by 6. As m be the mass of the each molecule, and with that then the mass of each gas crossing the unit area from that is layer upward to downward, that mass of the gas unit area of the layer upward or downward per second is mnc by 6 is to be there. As far as CV is nothing but to be a specific heat of gas constant, specific at the constant volume, no doubt it is CV. And also as far as the heat energy carried by the molecules crossing from upper layer to down layer unit area, that is the downward direction per second, whatever the molecules are coming that is having the heat energy is somehow calculated in the form of mass into specific heat into temperature. So mass is going to be concerned, it is mnc by 6, that is the 1/6 of the molecules are coming downward, and that's why the mass is for each molecule is m, n be the number of molecules per unit volume, c be the velocity, and in that case average molecular velocity, and that's why mnc by 6, and the specific heat is nothing but to be given with cv, and the temperature for the upper layer we know that it is theta plus lambda d theta by dz is to be there. So the upward layer is 1/6 of that energy is coming to the downward, and no doubt the similarly the lower energy goes to the upper direction, that is it is given with from the cd layer or ab layer, you can say mnc by 6 into cv into theta minus d theta by dz into lambda. So this is what the lower uh, some sort of lower hotter molecules are at the ground state, are going to the downward going to the upward direction and having the energy heat energy that's much amount. If I wants to find out the net transfer of the heat energy per unit area uh, of the layer, either you can say AB or either you can say the CD, downward direction per second, because what is happening, hotter molecules are given to the lower layer, and the little bit cooler molecules are taken by the upper layer. म्हणजे हॉट मॉलिक्युल्स दिल्या चाललेत आणि कोल्ड मॉलिक्युल्स घेतल्या चाललेत. मग एक प्रकारे तो नेट अमाऊंट ऑफ जो काही लॉस असेल काय किंवा ट्रान्सफर ऑफ हीट एनर्जी असेल, जर आपल्याला कॅल्क्युलेट करायची असेल तर आपल्याला दिलेली एनर्जीचे मॉलिक्युल्स मायनस घेतलेल्या एनर्जीचे मॉलिक्युल एनर्जी, घेतलेल्या मॉलिक्युलची एनर्जी, ते आपल्याला त्या पद्धतीने काढावं लागेल. सो मग फॉर दॅट आय कॅन राईट क्यू इज इक्वल टू एम एन सी इंटू सी व्ही इंटू थिटा plus lambda d theta by dz minus mnc by 6 into cv into theta minus lambda d theta by dz is to be there. सो दिलेले आहेत हे हॉटर पासून आणि घेतलेले आहेत ते कोल्डर पासून. सो if we do mathematical calculation part, no doubt the common part is mnc by 6 into cv, हा कॉमन येणारा फॅक्टर एवढा आपण बाजूला घेतला. मग उरलेला जो आहे थिटा प्लस लॅम्बडा डी थिटा बाय डी झेड मायनस थिटा मायनस लॅम्बडा डी थिटा बाय डी झेड. जर ह्याला सॉल्व केलं तर थिटा मायनस थिटा, देन थिटा विल बी गेट कॅन्सल, बट लॅम्बडा डी थिटा बाय डी झेड मायनस मायनस प्लस लॅम्बडा डी थिटा बाय डी झेड. सो इट विल बिकम एक लॅम्बडा डी थिटा बाय डी झेड अधिक एक लॅम्बडा डी थिटा बाय डी झेड, दॅट विल बी 2 लॅम्बडा डी थिटा बाय डी झेड. मग ह्याच्यामध्ये जर समजा बघताल तर बे एक बे बे त्रिक 6, सो इट इज अगेन बिकमिंग 1/3 mnc into cv into lambda d theta by dz. So this is what the net amount of energy transferred, that is q. But again the rho is nothing but to be density, and that is given with mass into number of molecules, that is mn, and that's why I can rearrange this relationship and I can write the q is equal to 1/3 rho c lambda cv d theta by dz. So this much amount of energy transfer is to be there, but the coefficient of thermal conductivity k of a gas is defined as quantity of the heat that flows per unit area per unit temperature gradient, and that is nothing but to be given with q is equal to k into d theta by dz. So this is another equation number 2. So left hand both are equal, having the meaning same, so I can equate this equation 1 and 2. Then what I will get, that k d theta, so important factor is the k d theta by dz is equal to, I can write 1/3 rho c lambda cv d theta by dz. Again rearranging k is equal to thermal conductivity, I can write that is 1 by 3 rho c lambda cv into d theta by dz into dz by d theta भागिले उलट गुणिले होईल आणि हे त्यामुळे कॅन्सल होईल. So remaining value is k is equal to 1 by 3 rho c lambda cv, and this is what the net amount of the thermal conductivity transformation part. So relation in between the eta, this is what the thermal conductivity rise or the change is to be there. So that's why the transportation of thermal energy caused to the thermal conductivity variation or the change or the rise in the thermal conductivity, that clarifies that relationship. Now I am interested to find out what is exactly the relation between the viscosity and the thermal conductivity, that is eta and the k is to be there. Sorry, it is eta and k. So to coefficient of viscosity is given with the eta is equal to 1 by 3 rho c lambda. In the previous session we have seen this relationship. Again, right now we have seen that what is mean by the coefficient of thermal conductivity, and it is given with k is equal to 1 by 3 rho c lambda cv. So if you look at this right hand side, there is 1 by 3 rho c is here in eta. Again rho into, sorry, this part, this one is also to be there, 1 by 3 rho c lambda, it is also there. So if you look at this part, both the equations are having the same quantity, and that's why I can write this eta is equal to, if I multiplied this eta with the cv, eta with the cv both the side, I can say right hand side of the both the equations will be similar. So in that case I can what say that k thermal conductivity is equal to eta into cv. So in the simple way, the relationship between the thermal conductivity and the eta or the viscosity is nothing but to be k is equal to eta into cv. So again there is a two, according to the Chapman and the Slogs, they have written the thermal conductivity in a little bit deeper way, or ideal values they calculated, that is k is equal to epsilon eta cv is there, and where epsilon is nothing but to be 1 by 4 9f minus 9 gamma minus 5, and where the gamma is nothing but to be notification noted here, that having the value, it is nothing but to be simply is a ratio of the two specific heats of the gas. So this is what the relationship for the eta and the k. Again, the effect of the temperature on the thermal conductivity, no doubt, definitely, as the relationship we have k is equal to 1 by 3 rho c lambda cv. In this case sigma rho is mn, and if I put these values mn as it is, it will become 1 by 3 mnc cv lambda. Again if the lambda value we know according to Maxwell that the mean free path is always to be 1 by under root of 2 pi sigma square n is to be there, and putting these values I have k is equal to mc cv upon 3 under root 2 under root 2 pi sigma square. In this case again there is a variation in between this part where the temperature is goes on increasing. In that case the coefficient of thermal conductivity of the gas is directly proportional to the square root of temperature, absolute temperature is to be there. Means as the k is going on increasing, c is also goes on increasing. Here the again the same factors are working, that mean free path and the density reverse to each other, as the decrease and the increase in the mean free path, that vice versa, both of them cancel each other. But as the temperature is going on increasing, The C is also is directly proportional to under root T, that is specific, the whatever be the average molecular velocity goes on increasing, and that's why K is also goes on increasing, and that's why K is directly proportional to under root of absolute temperature. म्हणून जसं टेम्परेचर वाढेल तसं त्याचप्रमाणे थर्मल कंडक्टिव्हिटी सुद्धा इन्क्रीज होईल, म्हणून त्याला आपण म्हणतो thermal conductivity is directly proportional to under root T, that is absolute temperature. As far as the pressure is to be concerned, again it is independent, thermal conductivity is independent of that factor, and that's why there will be no change as far as the pressure is either you are increasing or decreasing, the thermal conductivity will not affect. And this is what the case where the thermal conductivity, what we have seen, that as the transportation of thermal energy is to be there, there is rise or the change in the thermal conductivity, and that cause to the changes as far as equilibrium state of the gas is to be there. So thank you for joining this session. Be at home and be safe. Thank you.